How's your preparation? The Form 5? I mean the Rian punya student. How's your preparation for your exam? Hello Amber 早。早。有吃早餐了吗？还没有啊？你去吃啊，有可以直接一起吃啊，一边吃一边学了哈。等一下你肚子饿哦。啊，Happy belated birthday 啊，Amber。Last 2 days 还是on the Malaysia Day 还是吗？哇塞，这样准这样准。OK，来我们 last week 我们没有看到这一题哈。OK，so question number 3。From 你的那个 exercise，from your exercise, you look at question number 3 now. I'm just going to draw it out first. And we are going to discuss this question while waiting for the rest to join in. There are some of you that still texted me that says that you will be joining late. So everybody, you can look at this question first while waiting for the rest, okay? Okay, this is normally what I'll do lah. Okay, normally kan, I will just label it first. Okay, when you see your question kan, you look at your question, read through the sentences. Okay, so your question says that diagram above shows a trapezium. Okay, so your trapezium OPQR. So this is basically a trapezium. And then one more thing that I want you to really focus is that you can see that there are small arrows over here. The small arrows actually tells you that these are parallel lines. Okay, so trapezium also correct because trapezium has parallel lines. Okay, so over here, since you have this way, and then the question also tell you that PEQ is a straight line, okay, such that the point E lies on x-axis. Okay, so point E lies on x-axis. Let me see. PEQ, so therefore there's a point E here, even though the question doesn't state so, right? So there's a point E over here. So the E, it lies on the x-axis. So just try to label all the information on your diagram first, okay? So after that, such that E is on the x-axis, it's given that the equation of OP is y equals to negative 2 over 3x. So you akan cuba label kat sini, OP is negative 2 over 3x. And the equation of PQ is 2y equals to TX, and then minus 26. Okay, so these are the few things that you are given beforehand, right? So what I want you to do is that first just try to see what you can do next. You can actually just type all the ideas that you have over here. Okay, when we talk about this question, okay, this is your coordinate geometry, something that you learned in your Form 4, the one that you learned last year, right? So we're dealing with coordinate geometry. There are a few things that you have to try to bear in mind. Okay, number one is that when you have parallel lines, okay, you are going to have something in common in these two lines. Okay, ada benda yang sama antara dua-dua line ni, ada benda yang sama. Apa benda yang sama? The value of the gradient is the same. Okay, so when I have two straight parallel lines, kalau kamu ada parallel lines kan, you have to understand that your gradient, okay, M1, M2, they are equal. So M1 is equals to M2. So this is an idea that you must have bila kamu tengok kepada soalan dealing with straight lines. Okay, doesn't matter when you see questions that is on your modern maths or you see questions that is in your Addmath. When you have parallel lines, means that this is the idea. Okay, you punya nilai gradient tu sama. Okay, but then sometimes in the point of your question, okay, you will see that we have something called a perpendicular lines. Okay, kamu mungkin akan jumpa perpendicular lines. Okay, so what is the relation between these two lines? The gradient will not be the same. Okay, gradient tetap akan jadi sama, tetapi there is a relationship between these two gradients. So therefore you have, let's say this gradient is M1, this gradient is M2. Kamu tak boleh kata dia sama sekarang sebab dua-dua tu adalah not parallel lines kan? So when they are perpendicular to each other, you have M1, M2 equals to -1. So this is the formula that also you must know, right? Something that you must bear in mind first when you're dealing with your coordinate geometry. And of course, there are certain other things like, for example, if I have two straight line that cross at one point. Okay, katakanlah you ada dua straight line that cross at one point. This is y equals to mx plus c. Example lah, and then maybe this is another y. This is y1 x1. So maybe this is y2 equals to x2 plus c. Example lah, you ada dua equation ni kan, okay? So you have two equations. So what happens is that bila ada dua equation ni, you want to find this particular point of intersection. Okay, you nak cari point of intersection, the only way that is easy for you is called simultaneous equation. Okay, so you akan solve it simultaneously. Okay, you boleh solve it simultaneously by using either elimination method or you want to use your substitution method. Okay, dua-dua cara boleh digunakan, right? So these are the few things that you might want to know first beforehand, sebelum kamu tengok pada soalan ni. Okay. Right. So far, if you have any problem on this particular part, okay, please do let me know. Of course, there are a lot of things lah. Banyak lagi benda macam midpoint, okay, midpoint. In this chapter also you learn something called distance, locus. Alright, there are so many things lah. Just that later on we will do it when we look at the question, right? Okay, hopefully you are ready. We look at question number 3. Question says that the first one is to find the value of t. Okay, you are asked to find the value of t. Kamu diminta untuk cari nilai t tu . Okay, let me see what else is given . Oh, one more thing that I forgot to mention . Over here, this is a perpendicular angle. Okay. If you look at the question, dia memang ada satu bentuk petak tu, and also question do tell you that the line of OP is perpendicular to the line of PQ . This is a very crucial information. This is a very important information also. So kalau kamu tengok sini this is perpendicular lines. Tadi cikgu cakap apa? If you have perpendicular lines, means that the formula of perpendicular lines means M1 darab dengan M2 is equals to -1. So this is the formula that you need to by heart. Okay? Ataupun kalau let's say you can understand this one by just playing around with your gradient . Contohnya, kalau cikgu ada dua garisan ni, katakan this is a perpendicular line. This one M1 is equals to, for example 1/2. Kalau ini adalah 1/2 this particular M2, okay, is actually -2. How do I know it's -2 ? Macam mana cikgu tahu dia adalah -2? I do not use the formula kan. But then, how do I know it's -2? The easy way would be, sebenarnya kan, kalau kamu nak cari the perpendicular gradient, you just perlu terbalikkan saja. Okay, just terbalikkan ni. So, you get 2/1 kan. Supposedly dia macam ni 2/1. Bila terbalikkan dapat 2/1. Tetapi, disebabkan dia punya gradient supposed to be, kalau ini adalah positif, ini akan jadi negatif . So, you punya idea is that, you terbalikkan and then you change the symbol. Okay, so that's how you remember the other gradient after you look at perpendicular lines. Okay, kalau you nampak perpendicular lines, this is what I normally do lah. So, I terbalikkan and then I change the symbol. Alright, now if I give you one more, let's say katakan yang ini, gradient M is -2/3. Example -2/3. So, kalau you nak cari gradient M di atas ni kan, di other line kan, okay, let's say they are perpendicular lines. So, you punya gradient akan jadi 3/2. Okay, 3/2. So, apa you buat? You terbalikkan 2/3 tu and then you change the symbol. Sepatutnya negatif, dia akan jadi positif, right? So, just a quick check with you. Are you okay with these few things? Boleh faham tak? The gradient when we talk about perpendicular punya idea. Okay, so we're just dealing with perpendicular first. Okay, so over here, let us look at this one. You want to find the value of t, kan? You want to find the value of t. But then, do you know what is the gradient for OP? What's the gradient for OP? The gradient of OP is -2/3. Do you agree? Kan? Gradient of OP is -2/3. Agree, So, after you know this is 2/3, then I think for sure you know what is your gradient for PQ, kan? So, what's your gradient for PQ? 3/2 kan? Okay, dia terbalikkan saja. Right, 3/2. And then, you tak boleh kata T tu 3/2 . Kenapa? Sebab ada 2 di depan Y ni. You have a number 2 in front of Y. Normally, when we deal with your equation straight line kan, you punya formula mesti macam ni. MX plus C kan? Y equals MX plus C. So, it means that your Y must stay as a single Y. Dia tak boleh ada apa-apa di depan tu. You don't have any coefficient in front of your Y. So, what happened to the number 2? Supposedly, you have to bring it over to the left-hand side. So, you akan dapat macam ni. So, you're going to bring it over to the right-hand side. So, maksudnya you akan dapat macam ni. T/2x and then minus 13. Okay, so 26 divided by 2, you get 13. Jadi sekarang, ini baru you boleh katakan dia sebagai you punya gradient. Okay, the gradient of your PQ. And of course, you see, PQ is 3/2. I can say that T/2 is 3/2. So, maksudnya apa jawapan T kamu? 3. Is this part okay or not? If not okay, let me know. Kalau tak okay, bagi tahu. Cikgu boleh terangkan semula. Okay ah? Alright ah? So Bridget okay, Angeline, Amber, Deanne, are you good? So that's the first part, okay? The easy one lah. Supposedly be easy lah. Sebab 1 mark je kan soalan dia. Okay, 1 mark only ya. Now next, the coordinate of P. Now over here, this one dia bagi 2 markah. Sebenarnya dia tak susah pun. It's actually not that difficult also. Okay, so now, since you know the value of T sudah, kamu dah tahu dah nilai T kamu kan? So actually I can just substitute lah. So sekarang what happen is that, dia ada 2 persamaan. You have 2 equation. You have 1 equation here, you have 1 equation here. This one is your P. Okay, let's say now you have something like this. This thing here is given y equals to negative 2 over 3x. Okay, so that is the equation. Another one over here, this one is PQ kan? Okay, so tadi ini adalah OP. So PQ is given, this one, I can actually just substitute kan? This one as 3, 3 over 2. So you can dapat y equals to 3 over 2x minus 13. Okay, so you have these 2 equations. Macam mana dapatkan titik dia? How to get the point? How to get this one? How to get that coordinate? Okay, tell me. What are you going to do untuk dapatkan x and y ni? Anyone want to try? How to get that particular point of intersection? Substitution. Okay, good. Because when you see this is y equals to negative 2 over 3x, kan? This is y equals to 3 over 2x minus 13. So maksudnya you substitute this one inside here lah. Is that what you mean, kan, Amber? Is that what you mean? Yes, sir. Okay. Kalau you boleh, maksudnya ini you kena substitute ke dalam sini kan? Okay. Because why? Because we are talking about your simultaneous equation. Okay. Simultaneous equation, there are 2 methods kan? Number 1, you can use your elimination method. But then of course kat sini I see that it's easier for me to just use substitution method. Sebab nilai y dia sama sudah. Okay. So just substitute over here and then you can calculate for the value of x. So let us try this out. This one put it here. Apa you dapat? Negative 2 over 3x and then equals to, okay, 3 over 2x and then minus 13. Okay, you can have something like this. Alright. And then since I want to get something positive kan, so apa yang cikgu akan buat adalah cikgu akan pindahkan this one ke sebelah kanan and then I will move the negative 13 over to the left. Okay, so this is what I'm going to see. I'm going to see 13 over here equals to 3 over 2x and then this is minus kan, pindah sebelah jadi plus. Plus 2 over 3x. Oh, sorry. Okay. Do you think this is fine with you? Are you okay? Boleh ha? Right, so now what happened is that I just add this up lah. So 3 over 2 plus 2 over 3, what happened? 9 plus 4 over 6, okay, x equals to 13. Okay, so I'm going to get 13 over 6x is equals to 13. So x is equals to 13 times 6 over 13. Throw away lah, boleh ha? So now my x is equals to 6. Boleh terima tak? Can? So since you know your x equals to 6 already, can I just put it over here? Put it here. So dapatlah nilai y kan? It doesn't matter where do you want to put your 6. You want to put it here pun boleh, you want to put it here pun boleh. Okay? Janji kamu masukkan nilai x tu. Okay? Dalam you punya bahagian x. So I think this one is easier lah. Therefore y equals to negative 2 over 3 and then times 6. So y equals to negative 4. Okay? So there you go. That is your answer. And then rewrite you punya coordinates. So P is 6, negative 4. Okay? And then once you got the answer, please remember to double check whether it's logic or not. Okay, maksud cikgu sama ada logic ke tidak. So if you look here, this is P. Logic kah? 6, negative 4. Logic lah kan? Sebab positive 6 kan? And then negative 4 kat bawah. Okay lah tu, logic lah. Alright, so always double check your answers. Okay, by saying double check means you see whether it is logical or not. Okay, if it's not logical, then something might be wrong in your calculation somewhere. Alright, so that's something that I can tell you lah. Okay, so just looking at the first question, Roman 1 and 2, do you have anything to ask or not? Or everything is okay with you? Semua okay kah? Yeah, everything is okay. Okay, so kalau everything is okay, if you want to screenshot, please do so lah. Okay, kalau you nak screenshot, and then because I need to wrap off already. So let us look at question B. Kita tengok soalan B ya. Okay. So yesterday SMK Riam ada join seminar kah? Seminar apa tu? Bio kah? Bio. So how was it? Okay kah? Boleh lah. Oh, okay. So far belum ada seminar maths kan? Seminar maths and seminar Addmath kan? Got a lot of tips. Okay lah. Bagus. Okay, so I wrap this off already ya. Cikgu padam ni ya. Boleh ha? Okay, so now let us continue. Okay, since I know this point already, okay, tak apa. So the value of t is dah jumpa. Now look at question B pula. Question B kan, it says that you are given a ratio. So your ratio is PE to EQ is given 2 to 1, alright? And you're asked to find the coordinate of Q. In this case, you see PE to EQ. Basically, we are just focusing on this particular straight line kan. Kita cuma fokus dekat sini. PE, EQ, okay? If let's say you feel that it's very difficult for you to see from your graph as from your diagram kan. Kalau let's say, leceh lah cikgu banyak benda dekat sini kan. What you can do is that you can just draw that thing out lah. Tambahkan saja garisan kamu tu. So over here you can say this is your P. So P labelkan you punya titik tu yang kamu dapat tadi. So that's why you get 6, -4. And always remember, soalan-soalan dalam you punya Addmath paper 2 kan, basically question A, question B ada kaitan dengan question A, B2 ada kaitan dengan B1, something like that lah. So basically, if you got something is wrong over here, kalau you nampak soalan, jawapan kamu silap daripada awal, you are going to expect that you won't get full marks at the next step lah. So maksudnya the next cabang-cabang yang lain, anak-anak yang lain tu you tak akan dapat full marks. But then in Addmath they do give you something called as error carry forward, okay? Error carry forward. Okay, apa maksud error carry forward? Error carry forward means that kalau soalan A kamu silap kan, and then you gunakan titik ni dalam B, okay, if you use this same point in your B, you still get marks for you punya langkah. Okay, langkah kamu masih ada dapat markah lagi. Walaupun jawapan dekat sini silap lah, if you get it wrong, if you use that point, okay, in your next question as your workings, they should give you marks. Okay, you masih ada markah untuk langkah perjalanan kiraan. Cuma you don't have the marks for the final answer lah. That's definitely because jawapan yang kamu silap kan. Okay, so don't worry so much in Addmath. Addmath they have something called error carry forward. This is happening in every year lah. Memang tiap tahun memang ada benda tu. So over here, this is your P already, and then kita nak tahu E dekat mana kan. So let's say your E is over here, and then this one is your Q. Okay, so now your given ratio is that PE to EQ is 2 to 1. So apa maksud 2 to 1? Means that this particular section is 2 parts, okay? And then EQ is 1 part. So itulah you punya ratio. Hopefully you can still remember that one, okay? Now, there are two problems. Yang ni dia minta kamu cari, okay? This one, XY. This one dia minta kamu cari. This one dia tak bagi, okay? Dia tak bagi. Tetapi kan, you boleh cari ni. You can find this E. So, think how to find E. How to find that E. Macam nak cari coordinate dia. How to find that coordinate. Think Y equals to 0, the midpoint langkah. Okay, do you think this is midpoint kah? Well, when I draw it looks like midpoint lah kan, tapi it's not midpoint lah, okay? When I draw it looks like midpoint. Okay, Angeline, you are correct. So you substitute Y equals to 0 kan? Sebab apa? Sebab dekat titik ni, dekat this point kan, you have X 0 kan? So your Y is actually equivalent to 0 over here. Okay, very good Angelina. So your Y is equals to 0. You substitute Y equals to 0 dekat mana? Mana satu persamaan? Adakah you nak substitute dekat persamaan ni kah? Ataupun you nak substitute dekat persamaan ni? Which one The PQ kah? Ataupun the OP? Which equation do you want to put Y equals to 0? PQ or OP? PQ lah kan. Okay, so you're going to look at this one, alright? So since you know your T is 3 already, cikgu tukar jadi 3 lah. So it's easier for you to see after this. So now, I will say that Y is equals to 3 over 2X and then minus 13 kan. Masukkan Y tu jadi kosong. Put the Y equals to 0. So 0 equals to 3 over 2X minus 13. So actually, basically, you can find your value of X already lah now. This one, pindahkan. Okay, dapat apa? So your 3 over 2X equals to 13 kan. So your X is equals to 26 over 3. Okay? Boleh. So this is your point X. So therefore, untuk you punya point E ni kan, you can say that this is 26 over 3 and then 0. So itulah you punya coordinate for E. Okay, so let me just double check lah. Make sure it's correct. Okay. 26, 3, 0. Okay, so this is done. Boleh terima kan ni? Can or not? Okay, sebab this point E is actually considered as the x-intercept. Ini juga kita panggil sebagai x-intercept. Kan? Okay, you can actually jot this down. It's also considered as the x-intercept. Sebab dekat x-intercept, you punya straight line passes through your x-axis, and then when this happen, you have to substitute the value of y is equivalent to 0, right? So you put y equals to 0, you akan dapat nilai x kamu. So this value of x is the coordinate 26 over 3 as your coordinate x over there. So now, your job is to find what is the coordinate for Q already, alright? So you have to find what's the coordinate for Q. Okay, so you need to find what's the coordinate for Q. You kena cari apa nilai coordinate untuk Q. Apa cara ataupun langkah yang kamu dah pernah belajar sebelum ni? What is the method that you have learned before? Remember? This is something that you learned in your Form 4 kan? Anyone recall? What do you need to do? Okay, so apa nak buat lah? Macam mana mau cari Q ni? Okay, remember or not? There's one idea. Bila nampak ratio kan? Bila nampak ratio, you have to cross multiply. Pernah tak buat macam ni? Have you ever seen this thing before? 2 darab dengan X. Lepas tu tambah 1 darab dengan 6. Ada tak buat macam tu dulu? Because this is something that you learned last year kan? So maybe we also tak selalu cerita benda yang last year kan. So over here, what happens is that you do some cross multiplication, okay? So this is the formula that I'm going to teach you. Sekejap. I think I want to rub this off dekat sini. Cikgu padam ni. Just an example lah, katakan kalau cikgu ada satu point dekat sini, satu point kat sini. Okay, katakan you punya ratio is in terms of M and N. Okay, so I'm going to give you this formula. Let's say kat sini, let's say this one is X1 and then Y1. Okay, kita cerita pasal X1, Y1. And then sini, kita cerita pasal X2, Y2. Okay, and then this one here, let's say lah, I put it as A and B. Okay, cikgu gunakan dia sebagai titik A dan B. So what is the formula that we normally use when you come to this particular idea? Is that you have to do some big cross multiplication. Okay, you kena tahu M ni, the first value here, you have to multiply with the X first. So start with this one. M darab dengan X2. So this is the formula. M times X2 and then plus N times X1. So you start with the X part. So N times X1. Lepas tu divide by, you kena tambahkan dua-dua ni. So M plus N. Okay, so that's the X component. And then you continue with the Y component. You do the same thing. You repeat the step. Cuma sekarang you darab dengan Y. Okay, so over here, M darab dengan Y2. So therefore you have M Y2. And then plus N, you multiply by Y1. So you have N Y1. And then divide by M plus N. Alright? So the same idea here. Alright, Now, this thing here is going to give you this point, AB. Is this something very alien to you? Yes? Tak pernah jumpa? Pernah, tapi lupa? Yes? Ever seen before? Okay, so this is the idea that you're going to use, alright? Over here, same thing. Alright, ini macam seolah titik kamu lah, A, B kamu, tapi sekarang ini titik yang kamu nak gunakan untuk cross multiplication. So this is what happened. Start with number 2. Sama je konsep dia, start dengan M tadi. Start with number 2, 2 you multiply by X. So 2 darab X dapat apa? 2X Lepas tu tambah. 1 darab dengan 6 kan? 1 times 6 you get 6. Okay tak? And then divide by 2 plus 1 you get 3. Okay, now continue. Tapi sekarang dengan y. Just now this was the x component. So sekarang you akan darab dengan y component. So 2 times y. So you get 2y and then plus 1 times negative 4. So you can dapat minus 4 lah. Okay, and then divide by 2 plus 1 you get 3. Okay, so this is what you have. Okay, and then what you need to do is that you need to try and compare ni dengan 26 over 3 and 0. Okay, compare this one. So means that this part here is same as 26 over 3. And then this part here is same as 0. You boleh samakan dengan kosong. Jadi, this is your answer next. You get 2x plus 6 equals to 26. Okay, so I think 2x is equals to 20. So x is equals to 10. Okay, so that's how you get the value of x there. You can dapat nilai x. Next, lepas dapat nilai x, you kena cari nilai y pula. So nilai y also not that bad lah kan. So you get 2y minus 4 equals to 0. So 2y equals to 4, y is equals to 2. Okay? So your answer for your point Q, point Q kamu adalah 10, 2. So that's your coordinate for point Q. Do you think you still can follow? Okay, nah? Anyone has a problem to ask? Need to refresh. Okay, so again, I do one more time. Okay, I do one more time. Semua orang tahu kan masa dah dapat E tadi? So let's say this part, only this part, yang dapat point E ni. Everybody can understand this one already? Dapatkan point E. Okay, nak? This one is okay, everyone okay, Alright, so everyone okay, so means that this is done, bahagian ni selesai, So kita fokus kepada bahagian ni pula, okay? Now, this idea here is that, let me see, ada tak lagi soalan? Kalau tidak juga nak padam ni. Oh, ada lagi QR. Okay, dia macam ni tak ada tempat lagi ni. Okay, cuba padam yang bawah ni Let me ask you one question again, okay? Do you know what's the formula to find midpoint? Do you remember what's the formula to find midpoint? Actually, to find midpoint, midpoint kan? Midpoint, the formula is x1 plus x2 over 2 kan? Lepas tu, y1 plus y2 over 2. So this is the formula to find midpoint. Betul tak? Kan? Semua masih ingat formula to find midpoint? Yes, this is correct, midpoint, x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. Now, supposedly, this is the same idea, macam ni. Sama saja idea dia sebenarnya, okay? So, you try to imagine this. When we are talking about midpoint, kan, bila kita cerita pasal midpoint, kan, okay, midpoint maksudnya ini satu kan, because they are the same kan, betul tak? So, this one is one part, this one is one part. Kalau this is two parts, this is two parts. So that is what midpoint is kan. Sebab midpoint maksudnya titik ini akan membelah you punya garisan tu pada dua bahagian. So this is what midpoint, the idea of midpoint is lah. So let's say, if you imagine this one, this one as your x1, y1 kan, okay, and then this one as your x2, y2 kan, okay, you imagine this one. So macam mana dapatkan midpoint dia? So what happened? Same case, I can do the cross multiplication juga. Cikgu boleh cross multiply juga. Gunakan idea yang sama. Cikgu cross multiply untuk dapatkan midpoint. So you see, 1 times x2 kan? 1 times x2, so you dapat apa? x2 kan? And then plus 1 times x1, so you dapat x1. And then divide by 1 plus 1, you get 2 kan? Oh, the idea is the same actually. Idea tu sama saja. Okay, so kita akan selesai bahagian x. Lepas tu bahagian y pula, you akan dapat 1 times y2, right? So you get y2. And then plus 1 times y1 kan? So you get y1. And then divide by 1 plus 1, you get 2. So this is how the formula is derived, alright? Basically using the same idea dekat sini. So now, listen again. Okay, listen again. Since you have the point P and also you have the point E kan? Jadi kamu nak cari point Q. Okay, you want to find the point Q. So the one that you cross multiply sekarang adalah berkaitan dengan point P and point Q. These are the 2 points that you are going to, it is involving in your cross multiplication. Ingat bila you cross multiply, this number 2 here is multiplying with this coordinate. Okay, dia akan multiply dengan coordinate Q. And then this number 1 is going to multiply with the coordinate P. dia seolah macam cross kan, darab silang kan, darab silang. So 2 darab dengan X dulu, so that's why you dapat 2X. Okay, that's how you get 2X. Lepas tu, teruskan, tambah. It's compulsory, you must add, you mesti tambah. Tambah apa? 1 darab dengan 6. So now we are all talking about the X component, okay, bahagian X sahaja. So therefore, 2 times X, you get 2X. Plus, 1 times 6, you get 6. And then divide by, macam mana cikgu dapat 3 ni? When you add these two up, kamu tambahkan 2 dengan 1. Okay, you add 2 and 1, you get 3. So this is how I get 2x plus 6 over 3. Okay? And then how do I get this one? Same thing. You repeat the process. You repeat the process, tapi sekarang you repeat dengan y. Okay, you talk about y. 2 times y. So therefore you get 2y. And then plus sepatutnya plus lah. Tapi because plus jumpa minus kan, you see sepatutnya plus lah. Tapi 1 darab negative 4 kan, dia dapat negative 4. Betul tak? So that's why I can write as minus straight away lah just now kan. So over here 2y minus 4. Okay, hopefully that's okay. And then divide by 3. Kenapa 3? Sebab 2 tambah 1. Okay, up until here, you still okay? This part. This part. Okay kan? Okay, up until here you're okay. Alright. Lepas tu kan, apa yang kita buat adalah kita try to compare, because the formula that you use for cross multiplying is actually to find the point E sebenarnya. Supposedly lah, this particular thing is to get the point E. So sekarang point E is given to you, ataupun you dah cari sendiri tadi kan, you have found yourself just now, 26 over 3 and 0. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to compare 2x plus 6 over 3 with 26 over 3. Okay, and then you're going to compare this 0, put it here. So 2y minus 4 over 3, you compare with 0. Okay, so this is what I get. 2x plus 6 equals to 26. Boleh tak? Ataupun you want me to do step by step. 2x plus 6 over 3 equals to 26 over 3. So 3 buang, hilang. So dapatlah 2x plus 6 equals to 26. Pindahkan dapat 20. 20 divided by 2 dapat 10. Okay kah? Is this part okay? X equals to 10? Okay What about the rest Bridget, Charlene, Angeline, are you okay? Okay Okay Alright, then what happened here? This one the same thing 2y minus 4 divided by 3 kan? So actually 2y minus 4 divided by 3 you can say equals to 0 kan? So 3 pindah sebelah jadi kosong kan? So that's why 2y minus 4 equals to 0. So 2y equals to 4, y equals to 2 lah. So itulah sebabnya you dapat titik Q kamu 10, 2. Okay? So there you go. That part is done. If you are still having any problem, please do let me know. Bagi tahu. Ada part-part yang kamu rasa tak dapat nak terima kah? Any part that you cannot accept, please let me know. Is it clear at your end? Boleh nampak dengan clearly? Yes Okay. Alright. So if you have still any problem kan, do ask. Tanya sebelum cikgu teruskan, because after this I'm going to wrap this off. Okay, so there's one more part for this question. Last week cikgu tak sempat buat soalan ni because cikgu rasa tak cukup ruang cikgu nak cerita. Okay, ini pun dah cikgu tambah satu lagi whiteboard kan, baru ada ruang sikit lah nak cerita. Last week macam tak cukup ruang Okay, so anyone has a problem, please do ask Dian, are you okay Dian? Okay, alright. Yeah, so I wrap off already I wrap off Let us look at the last question Okay, soalan terakhir. Okay, since I know a lot of things already so over here this is 26 over 3, so I gantikan, okay? And then my Q here is 10, 2, okay, so I gantikan So there are banyak benda yang cikgu dah tahu dah sekarang, right? And this is what I advise you to do also when you are having your exam ataupun you are doing your exercise, okay? Apa-apa nilai ataupun apa-apa titik ke ataupun you punya information yang kamu dah cari, kalau boleh you try to label it on your diagram, okay, straight away. Supaya lepas ni kan, you tak perlu nak cari-cari lagi. Dia punya titik kat mana, Q dia 10, 2. You tak perlu nak cari E is 26 over 3, 0, okay? When you directly label over there, okay, so it's easier for you to see. Basically lah, that is my advice Okay, so over here let us look at the last question. The last question, question B2 says that find the equation of QR kan. You nak cari equation of QR. So this is your QR. You nak cari equation of QR. This thing here is not something that you learn exclusively in Addmath. Tidak. This is something that you learn in your modern maths. Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, you dah belajar benda ni semasa form 2. How to get the value of straight line. How to get the equation of straight line, right? So how to get the equation of straight line? Since I want to find the equation of QR. Equation of QR. Remember, the formula to find straight line is y equals to mx plus c. But nanti you kena ingat sampai bila-bila. You have to remember that until bila-bila. Until bila-bila. So, what is the m? Anyone can tell me what's the m? Ada tak m? Is the m given to you kah? Oh, how do you know, Angeline? How do you know? Ni ya. Okay, so dia sama gradient dengan ni kan? Because they are parallel lines kan? Sebab dia adalah garisan selari. So that's why you know that this m here, this m is equivalent to negative 2/3. Okay, you dah tahu dah. So over here you can actually substitute negative 2/3 guys. Okay, you can do that, right? And then maybe I can just write this way ya. Negative 2/3x plus c. Your next part, you punya part yang seterusnya adalah untuk mendapatkan nilai c. You want to find the value of c. Jadi, you have to think of a way to substitute the x and the y. Apa x dan y yang you boleh substitute? Banyak kan? Tentu. Kenapa tak substitute this one? Kenapa tak substitute this one? Kenapa? Mesti tentu. Sebab soalan minta QR kan? Equation for QR. That's the only point yang ada kaitan dengan QR. Ingat tu point ni ada kaitan dengan QR kah? Tak ada kan? Point ni tak ada kaitan dengan QR. So the only point yang ada kaitan dengan QR adalah titik Q. So therefore kita mesti gunakan 10 dengan 2. You must use the 10 and the 2 because it has something to do with QR. Remember that? So maksudnya you masukkan nilai X tu sama dengan 10, you masukkan nilai Y tu sama dengan 2. So maksud sini 2 negative 2/3 and then times 10 and then plus C. Okay, so therefore you can get the value of C. Kalau you calculate correctly, your C is 26/3. Okay, so 26/3 juga you punya C tu. Okay. So far so good. Masih boleh? So after you have done with this one, okay, so salin balik just put your C back here. Therefore, your Y is equals to negative 2/3x and then plus 26/3. So there you go, that's the answer. Okay. Maybe some of your teacher your teacher will say that this one you kena pindah ke sebelah. So jawapan kamu 3y sama dengan negative 2x tambah dengan 26. So what I will say to you is that you can leave your answer this way lah. Jadi boleh biarkan jawapan macam ni. This is already full mark. Tak perlu nak buat sampai macam ni. Okay. If you do this, of course, you still get full mark over here. Memang akan dapat full mark. Cuma masalah dia, kalau kamu salah, okay, maksudnya mungkin kamu tersalah pindah, so you don't get 3 in front kan? Something is wrong over here kan? You don't get marks here. Okay, ini you takkan dapat markah. So therefore, I would suggest kalau you buat soalan macam ni, just leave your answer like this lah. Then you should get the final answer. You should get the final marks lah maksud cikgu. You can dapat full marks sudah. Tak perlu nak buat apa lagi. Okay, so up until here you can stop already. Right? So there you go. That's the question number 3. Fully done. Okay, so hopefully you can understand that one. And after this, let us look at question number 4. Question number 4 is something that you learned last year as well. Okay, so we talk about progression, arithmetic progression, geometric progression. Okay, just do some recap. Okay. Apa yang kita dah belajar last year. Okay, so arithmetic progression and geometric progression. Any question to ask first before I proceed to question number 4? Ada soalan mau tanya? Dia, do you have anything to ask? No? Okay, so kalau tak ada, kita tengok soalan nombor 4 straight away ya. Alright, so question number 4. Kali tengok soalan nombor 4 kan. This is actually talking about a type of progression, okay? So let us look at this one. Question says that Mr. Lee is a participant who trains for a 12-kilometer charity run. On the first day, he started with a run of 500 meter. Okay, so 500 meter. Then he increased the distance of his run by 250 meter each day. Find the number of days needed such that he could run a distance of 12 kilometer for his training in a day. Faham tak maksud soalan dia? You understand? Amber should be easy kan? Because Amber one day can run 30 km lah. Kan? Okay lah Amber? Dia tak main lah 12 km tu. Tidak main lah 12 km kan. Okay? Dia run 30 punya. Okay, so let's say this is what happened kan. Okay, so question says that this person is training for this charity run kan. Okay, tapi charity run dia adalah 12 km. Charity run dia 12 km. Tapi he start off with a short distance first lah. So maksudnya dia lari 500 meter dulu lah. First day 1. Okay, day 1 500. Lepas tu kan, what is happening on the second day? Dia tambah 250 meter kan. So tell me how far he will run in the second day. Second day dia akan run 750 kan. Okay, what is the third day? Dia akan run 1000 meter kan. Okay. And if you notice, I'm using meter lah dekat sini. I'm using meter. So one day later, ada satu hari nanti dia akan mencapai 12,000 kan. 12,000 kan, because this one is 12 km, betul tak? Okay, 12 km. So over here, just now all I use is in meters. So that's why I changed to become meter lah. So over here, you punya soalan tanya kamu lah. The question says that find the number of days needed such that he could run a distance of 12 km for his training. So, apa maksud dia? This is T1. Everybody agrees? This is T2, T3. Do you know this is T berapa kah? The question is asking you, ini T ke berapa? But do you know or not? You do not know kan? When you do not know, you say that this is Tn lah. Okay, so this is the last term. Maksudnya this is the last term. So the Tn. Tn normally, this is how I remember also. As I said Tn, maksudnya this is the n term. Okay, n yang hujung. Okay, n yang hujung. Okay, tapi sebenarnya dia bukan n lah. Sebenarnya dia macam ni lah, nth term. Tapi cara cikgu ingat lah, I tell you. So this is how I remember. So I just say it's n term yang dekat hujung sekali, 12,000. Okay, so now this is talking about a type of progression. My question to you, is that AP or is this GP? Is this AP or GP? Tell me. Try to recall. Dia AP ke GP? Apa benda AP ni? Apa benda GP ni? Is it AP or GP? Remember? What is the difference between AP and GP? AP Okay, so Amber said AP. Angelina also said AP. Ada lagi ya? Apa beza AP dengan GP ya? AP versus GP. Apa beza AP dengan GP? Okay, remember AP is when you have common difference. Bila ada common difference, okay? Common difference maksudnya perbezaan nombor ni sama. Okay, so you see T2 minus T1, T3 minus T2, later on T4 minus T3, T5 minus T4. You should get the same answer. Do you think this is the same answer? Kalau you tolak ni, T2 tolak 1, T2 tolak T1, lepas tu T3 tolak T2. Do you think it's the same answer? Yes kan? Because basically, the difference is 250 kan? Tambah 250, tambah 250 kan? So basically, they are having the same difference. So that's why we have a common difference here. Common difference formula is T2 minus T1 ataupun T3 minus T2. So this is your common difference, right? So that is your AP. That's the most significant difference between your AP and GP. Kalau AP kamu ada common difference, apa yang kamu ada dekat GP? What do you call that? Anyone remember? Common ratio. Okay, common ratio. Common difference, just now T2 minus T1 kan? Common ratio is T2 over T1. So that is the main difference when you talk about AP versus GP. Okay, AP, common difference. GP, common ratio. And of course, there are a few other formulas yang lain lah. So kalau AP, kamu akan nampak ada TN, ada SN kan? So these are the formula for AP. Tapi untuk GP, kamu nampak ada TN juga, tapi dia punya formula dia lain lah. Okay, and then SN And also now one more thing is S infinity. Okay, if you can see, dia akan nampak ada S infinity. So this is in your geometric progression, right? So now, what you're going to talk about is that this one here is Tn. Kita tahu yang ni adalah Tn kamu. So, try to recall, apa formula Tn? You have your formula kan? Dalam you punya kertas ni, okay? Actually, the first page ada formula kan? Cuba tengok formula kamu. Apakah formula bagi Tn? A plus n minus 1 times d. Very good. A plus n minus 1 times d. This is the formula. So, Tn is 12,000. Letaklah 12,000. A is T1. Okay, faham? A is 500. Everything just put into the formula je. N tak tahu kan? You don't know what's the n kan? So, just put n minus 1. And then your D is 250. I think you can find n already lah, straight away ya. Senang saja ni. Masukkan dalam formula, pindah-pindah, then you akan dapat nilai n kamu. Okay, so n is equivalent to 47. Okay, n is 47. Is this question okay? Question 4a. 4a boleh? 4a quite direct kan? Tidak susah kan? Kalau siapa yang rasa susah, let me know. Siapa yang tahu, yang tak tahu macam mana cara dapatkan nilai-nilai itu, bagi tahu. Okay, you can try on your own. 500 pindah sebelah, divide by 250, then plus 1, you get 47 lah. Okay, kalau tak dapat, bagi tahu lagi ya. Or anything you want to ask about AP and GP. Let's say you want to do, you want to ask anything that maybe is in your mind kan. Okay, something that you have it in your mind. You want to ask pun boleh. No. Okay, so simple. So question A is selesai. Let us look at question B. Question B, I think tak ada kaitan dengan soalan A kan? Okay, if I'm mistaken soalan B, dia tak ada kaitan langsung. So over here, I throw this away. Look at question B. Okay, question B. Question B, you are given there is a square. So question B says, diagram 3 shows squares ABC where square A has side length of K. One of the side of the square A have lines drawn by connecting adjacent sides with their midpoint. Another square is formed from the original side and the arrangement of the square continues indefinitely. Okay? Yeah. Alright. So maksudnya, okay. So over here kan, you are going to see that you have a square. Okay. The first square is the big one lah. Okay. Ada square yang besar. Okay. You have square A. Okay. So square A. So this is your square A. Square A is telling you that this is K and this is also K. So panjang lebar dia sama dengan K lah. And then what does it mean is that soalan cakap kan, the next square which is square B, okay, square B is actually drawing connecting to square A adjacent sides with their midpoints. So maksudnya kan, dia dekat sini oh. This is the midpoint of your length K kan. Okay, dia start dari midpoint tu dia akan lukis satu square B. So this is your B. Faham tak? Lepas tu kan, ambil midpoint lagi, dia akan dapat square C. Lepas tu sepatutnya ambil midpoint lagi, dia akan dapat square D and so on lah. Maksudnya dia macam tu lah. So semakin kecil lah. Okay? So now, my question to you. What is this? Berapa panjang ni? Berapa panjang ni? Very good. K over 2 kan? Sebab you bahagi 2 kan? Okay, K over 2 lah. Okay, berapa panjang ni? Berapa panjang ni? K over 2 over 2. 2K over 2. 2K over 2. So jawapan dia K lah. Jawapannya K lah. Faham boleh sama kan? Faham sama. Salah lah kan? Okay. K over 4. K over 4. Boleh kan? Okay. Kan ini K over 2 kan? K over 2 bahagi 2 lagi. K over 2 divide by 2 kan? Okay? K over 2 divide by 2 so you see K over 2 divide by 2 kan? So sepatutnya this is 2 over 1 kan? So this one change to become multiply kan? So K over 2 multiply by 1 over 2 and terbalik kan. So therefore you akan dapat K over 4 lah. Okay nak? Boleh ah? Ataupun you darab dot nombor ni. So dapatlah K over 4 kan. Okay, so this is what you must know lah first ah. First thing first before you look at the question ah. Macam mana sebelum you tengok soalan dia, you mesti tahu dulu lah dia punya ukuran-ukuran tu ah. So bila dia bagi macam ni, just try to scribble on your diagram, okay? So after that, kita baca soalan dia. State the areas of square A, B and C in terms of this one is simple lah. So what is the area of square A? So since you know this is your K already kan. So soalan yang B1, okay, square A is equals to K squared lah. Okay, square A is K squared. Square B is K squared over 4. Betul tak? Okay, do you need me to show you how? K over 2 times K over 2 kan? So K over 2 times K over 2. So dapatlah K squared over 4. So this is your square B. And then last one is square C kan? Square C is K squared over 16. Okay, so K over 4 times K over 4. Alright, so itulah you punya nilai. So for question B1, I think that's it lah. Tidak susah. Okay, tapi B2, let us look at B2. Maybe a bit more challenging. B2 says that find the sum of parameters of the first 8 squares using K equals to 6. So this thing here, you're asking to find the sum of perimeter of the first 8 squares. Sum of parameters of the first 8 squares. Okay, now, what are you going to do here? You see since kan question dah beritahu kamu kan, nilai K tu sama dengan 6 kan? The K is equal to 6. The question gives you that information. Alright, so you must use lah. Jadi andai kata you dah K sama dengan 6 kan, you have K equals to 6. So the first one, you just put 6 and 6 lah, boleh tak? Okay, so you can just put 6 and 6 there, boleh So therefore the first perimeter untuk you punya square A. Okay, what is that? 24 cm. Correct? Boleh tak? Is that correct? 6, 6, 6, 6 kan? So 6 darab 4 kan? So you get 24. Is that correct? Boleh? Boleh? So next, this one. If I put 6 over 2, dapat 3 kan? 3 kan? So apalah perimeter kamu untuk B? 3 darab 4, dapat 12 lah. Okay, good. What about perimeter to C? 6 kan? 6 kan? Betul lah. 1.5 kan? 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, dia dapat 6 Okay, right. You see this number here kan? You boleh tulis macam ni. 24, 12, 6. What is the next one? Tell me. Apa you rasa the next one? 3. 3. What's the next one? 1.5. How do you know? Because you see that this one is divide by 2 kan? Lepas tu you nampak dia divide by 2 lah. Betul lah. And so on kan? Ataupun we can say that it's multiplying by 1 over 2 lah. Okay, it's multiplied by 1 over 2. So means that multiply 1 over 2, multiply 1 over 2. Because we are talking about common ratio, you have to understand that. So dalam case ni, you nampak, this is no more common difference. So basically, this is what we talk about GP lah. Kita akan cerita pasal GP kat sini. Just we'll talk about your geometric progression. Okay, we'll talk about your geometric progression. Of course, question says that you want to find the total perimeter of 8 squares kan? 8 square yang pertama. So, this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to continue? Go ahead lah, 0.75. Continue. Sampai dapat 8 square. Okay? But then, of course, we don't want to do that lah because we learn the formula kan in your Addmath. What is the formula they're going to use? Sum. Maksudnya, we're going to use Sn. Okay? Sum, kamu nak gunakan Sn. S berapa tu? S8. S8. Okay, you akan gunakan S8. Okay, so because you have 8 squares, S8. And tell me what's the formula of Sn for this part. Apa formula Sn dia? Sn kamu, I'm going to give you 2. Okay, cikgu nak kamu pilih mana satu yang betul lah. So Sn, the first one is A in bracket 1 minus R power of n and then over 1 minus R. Ini satu. Okay, kedua. Sn equals to A and then R power of n minus 1 and then over R minus 1. Mana satu yang you nak pilih? Which one is correct? The first one or the second one? Yang pertama kan yang kedua? Dua-dua nampak macam betul je. Mana satu nak pilih ni? You can only choose one, okay? You can choose one. The first. The first. Okay, Amber say the first. What about the rest? Is it the first? Shalene, Angeline, Bridget, Diane. You think it's the first? Or you think it's the second? Or don't know? Ada siapa yang tak tahu? Tak tahu nak bezakan yang mana. Okay, right, listen carefully ya. There is a condition, okay? Bila masa you nak guna yang first one, bila masa you nak guna second one, okay? Please try to jot this down, okay? Jot it down in your notebook kan mana-mana. Sebab formula ini diberi dalam you punya exam. It's given in your exam, tapi dia bagi dua. Cuba check you punya formula list. Ada tak formula list kamu? Do you have the formula with you? Ada tak you punya formula yang kamu print dekat muka surat depan tu? Do you see your formula kan? Ada ke tidak dia bagi dua-dua ni? Try to find. Do you see any of these two formulas? Ada tak dua formula ni? Ada kan? Tapi dia ada cakap tak bila guna yang atas, bila guna yang bawah? Ada tak? Tak ada kan? Tak ada kan? So bila case yang tu berlaku kan, okay, in your exam kan, you have to decide on your own. Mana satu yang betul? You tak boleh tembak lah, ambil yang ni lah ataupun ambil yang ni. Tak boleh, you tak boleh tembak macam tu. So you have to remember, kalau yang atas ni, you punya R kan must be less than 1. Nilai R kamu mesti lebih kecil daripada 1. Okay? So that's why 1 minus R kan, you boleh ingat macam tu lah, sebab nombor kat bawah ni mesti jadi positif. Okay, nombor kat bawah ni mesti jadi positif. So maksudnya kalau R kamu less than 1, bolehlah kamu guna yang di atas ni. Okay, and if your R is greater than 1, kalau R kamu greater than 1, then kamu guna yang bawah ni. Okay, so sekarang bagi tahu cikgu apa nilai R dia. In this question, in this particular B, apa nilai R kamu? What is the value of R? What's your value of R? Apa formula dia? T2 over T1 kan? So what's your T2, what's your T1? So 12 over 24 kan? So apa jawapan dia? 1 over 2 kan? So your R is 1 over 2. So now tell me, is it the first one or the second one? You nak guna yang first tu kah? You nak guna yang second tu? The first lah, Amber, you are correct lah. Since just now you are correct lah. So good job. So sepatutnya you akan guna yang first one because you punya R tu is less than 1. Okay, so your R is less than 1. Alright, so over here, masukkan dalam formula kamu. Therefore, you want to find S8 kan? S8 S8 So S8 sama dengan A kamu 24, 24. Okay, and then in bracket 1 minus your R is 1 over 2. Okay, and then kuasa dia N kan? So maksudnya dekat sini you kena letak kuasa 8. Okay, later on I'm going to teach you how to press lah, and then divide by 1 minus 1 over 2. Okay, so kalau cikgu tekan calculator ni kan, when I do my calculation, right, this is what I do normally. Cikgu lebih pentingkan kalau ada kuasa. I don't start with 24 lah. Okay, so this is how I normally press my calculator. Okay, so you can try it out also. Okay, cara cikgu press calculator, cikgu akan pastikan cikgu kuasakan 8 ni dulu. So how do I do that? I will put bracket. Okay, I will put bracket. You can try this out. 1 and then over 2. Okay, cikgu nak selesaikan bahagian ni dulu. So bracket 1 over 2 and then power 8. Okay, so ini yang cikgu buat. Lepas tu, I press equal sign straight away. Cikgu press equal sign. Okay, I get a number lah. I get 1 over berapa? 900 something kan? I forgot lah. Okay, so over here. 1 over 2 kuasa 8. Tekan sama dengan kan? Lepas tu, you tekan 1. Lepas tu tekan tolak. Lepas tu tekan answer. Kan? Lepas tu tekan sama dengan. That's what happened is 1 minus this one kan? 1 minus this answer. Okay? And then I will say that 24 multiply answer. Sebab 24 darab dengan jawapan ni. Okay? Then I press equal. Okay? And then you akan dapat jawapan yang di atas ni. Lepas tu, cikgu akan terus tekan bahagi. So, calculator kamu akan tunjuk macam ni. Answer bahagi. Okay, I'm sure. Lepas tu, buka lah kurungan. 1 minus 1 over 2. Macam tu. Lepas tu last kali baru tekan sama dengan. Okay, try this out and see what you get for your S8. Ataupun ikut cara kamu sendiri lah. Kamu rasa-rasa apa cara yang paling senang untuk kamu. Okay, so this is normally what I do lah. Cikgu selalunya kan, student ada masalah bila you press everything to the calculator. Lain lah kalau you punya calculator tu yang calculator warna putih tu. If you have the white calculator kan, that is easier because dia boleh tukar dalam bentuk ni straight away kan. Betul tak? The end, correct ah? You can actually press everything exactly the same as this format kan dalam you punya calculator. Betul tak, the end? Yes kan? Okay. So those yang can I say less fortunate kah? Macam saya lah yang kurang bernasib baik kan, cikgu ada calculator macam ni. So I have to do this now. Okay. Kalau tidak kan, you cuba tekan lah. Memang confirm salah punya. Okay. If you press everything macam you buat ikut saja bentuk dia kan, you definitely, not to say definitely lah, but around 90% lah you takkan dapat jawapan dia. Okay. Because calculator tu dia punya cara fikir dia lain lah, yang warna hitam tu. Okay. Alright, so this one, please try and see what you get, okay? 47 13 over 16. Wait, 47 13 over 16 kah? Okay lah, betul lah. 47 13 over 16. Okay, good, nice. Alright, so that's the answer, okay? Ataupun 47 8.125. Correct? 47 8.125. Dua-dua pun boleh diterima. Okay, both are acceptable. Okay, both are acceptable. Cuma, answers like this kan, okay, just for information, answers like this is what we call as mixed number kan, ataupun in terms of fraction, ataupun mixed number, fraction or mixed number, can be for perimeter. Boleh lah kalau soalan tanya kamu pasal perimeter, kalau soalan tanya kamu pasal area, okay, pasal length, okay, pasal what else, temperature. Everything can be in terms of your mixed number ataupun in terms of fraction. Tapi ada soalan yang kamu tak boleh bagi jawapan macam ni. Okay, ada soalan yang tak boleh bagi jawapan macam ni. Example macam duit. Okay, so let's say question asks you how much is the total for 8 years, example lah kan. Okay, berapa duit yang dia perlu simpan untuk 8 tahun. Ada juga soalan macam tu kan dalam you punya progression, okay? So we talk about money, we talk about our money, RM, ringgit Malaysia, whatever kan. So the currency, you cannot put it as this. You punya jawapan tak boleh macam ni. Your answer must not be in terms of mixed number. Tak boleh jadi mixed number, tak boleh jadi fraction. It must be in terms of decimal number. Okay? And then decimal number pun mesti ada dot tempat di belakang. 2 decimal point at the back. Okay? Basically itulah, itu saja yang cikgu rasa dalam Addmath and dalam Maths. That you must give your answer in terms of decimal numbers. Alright? You tak boleh biarkan jawapan dalam bentuk pecahan. Sebab kalau you fikir logik kan, you pergi beli barang kan, dekat kedai tu kan, mana ada jawapan macam ni kan? I mean, dekat price tag tu kan, beli baju. Baju kamu, dia punya harga 200, lepas tu 2/3. Ui, ini macam kan, you beli pun you kena bawa calculator untuk tekan kan. Okay, so means that you will not see this kind of answers for duit, okay? Untuk duit memang tak ada jawapan macam ni. You have to remember that, okay? Alright, so this one is done. Any question you want to ask? Ada soalan tak mau tanya? Ada soalan tak mau tanya? Bridget, are you okay, Bridget? Okay, so kalau everybody is alright, can we look at question number 7 straight away? Question number 7. Question number 7 is vector. How many of you like vector? Siapa di sini suka vector? Vector is something that for my school we done it. We did that in online lah. Kita buat tu secara online kan. Okay, I'm not sure about the other schools. Okay, so vectors supposed to be an interesting topic actually. Okay, it's supposed to be an interesting topic. It's supposed to be an easy topic sebenarnya. Okay, tapi disebabkan all this thing about online kan, online classes, it turns out to be a bit more challenging. Okay, yeah, it's quite fun actually. It's quite fun when we talk about vector. It's quite fun actually. It's just like playing puzzle kan. Puzzle tu you kena sambung. Macam mana nak cari jalan dia. It's like a maze lah. Lebih kurang macam maze lah. M-A-Z-E kan. Okay, lebih kurang macam maze. Maze runner kan. Okay, maze. Lebih kurang macam maze lah benda tu. So actually it's quite fun. Alright, so try it out. Question number 7. Okay, while waiting for me to wrap all this off. So look at question number 7. Do it now, okay? Then kita akan discuss after that. Okay, I give you maybe around 10 minutes to look at it first. Okay, tengok dulu. Soalan nombor 7. 10 minutes, look at it first. Okay, right. Look at it first. I will discuss in 10:15. Okay, 10:15. Cikgu discuss dengan kamu 10:15. Okay, so how are you guys doing? Do you get any answers? Dah dapat jawapan? By the way, right, Bridget, where is Daniel? Hi, can you still hear me? Mm. Okay, alright, because Daniel didn't text me or anything lah. Okay, kecuali Cristiano kan. Okay, he's having his vaccine. Okay, but Daniel didn't text me lah. Okay, so over here, let us look at question number 7. Did you guys try it out? Ada jawapan tak? 7, maybe 7A kah? 7A? CP. 7A1, CP. Anyone got the answer for CP? Okay, let me do some recap lah. Look at the vectors again. Look at the vectors. Let me do some recap, right? Now, let's say kalau cikgu ada satu segitiga. Here's an example lah, just an example lah. So let's say this is your A, this is your B, this is your C. Just an example lah, okay? Normally kan, kalau kamu diberikan, let's say you ada diberikan A, B, and then there's an arrow here. Okay, you see that this is a vector. This is called a vector. Kalau you tak ada arrow ni, this is a straight line. Ini kita panggil sebagai straight line. Okay, kalau ada arrow, itu adalah kita panggil sebagai vector. Vector comes with an arrow, comes with a direction and also a magnitude. Okay, so that's why we call it as a vector. And normally they give you something like this, maybe 2x. Okay, so 2x with a tilde. Right, so this is a vector punya format. Kalau you letak 2x saja, this is an algebra. So therefore, please make sure that you know when you are talking about vector, mesti ada tanda dekat bawah tu. Okay, you must have this tilde at the yang dekat bawah tu. So over here, this is something that you can label on the diagram. So let's say I can say AB, the arrow is 2x. So ini cara kita buat labeling. It's not that bad actually, it's quite simple. Lepas tu katakanlah cikgu ada BC. Katakan cikgu ada BC. BC is probably 3y. Okay, example saja, BC is 3y. So what you can do is that BC is from B to C. The arrow is going from B to C. So BC is 3y. Okay, you will never see something like this, CB lepas tu terbalik. Ini memang tak ada, ini confirm tak ada punya. You punya arrow mesti from left to right. Okay, in your vector, this is how the rules works lah. Okay, you mesti ada arrow from left to right. You tak boleh terbalik. So this is not correct. Okay, so now this is something that you know. Jadi sekarang, if I were to find your AC, kalau cikgu nak cari AC kan, I want to find AC kan, okay, basically what happened to AC is that, you kena tahu, kalau daripada AC kan, you kena gunakan jalan lain. You have to use the other routes that is given to you untuk mencapai destinasi kamu from A to C. So, if you want to go from A to C, you have to imagine, you kena guna jalan lain. So, probably, you kena guna jalan A, B, lepas tu B pergi ke C. So this is how you should know. Okay, so A goes to B, B goes to C. So inilah you punya vector ataupun kita panggil sebagai resultant vector. So your resultant vector becomes AB and then plus BC. Ini yang sepatutnya kamu kena tahu. So when we talk about your resultant vector, kamu boleh guna pakai dua vektor yang lain untuk sampai destinasi C tu. Okay. Now if I have another point D, example lah dekat sini point D kan. Example lah, this is point D. If you are given, you punya AD and you are given DC kamu, you pun boleh gunakan jalan yang sama. You pun boleh gunakan jalan yang lain tu. So it doesn't matter that which route that you use, tapi provided the question gives you the information lah. Kalau question kamu tak ada information ni, macam mana nak gunakan kan? Betul tak? So, sama juga macam, let's say you are driving kan, kalau you bawa kereta kan, mesti ada papan jalan kan, ataupun ada jalan yang diberikan, baru you boleh jalan tempat tu. Kalau tidak ada, macam mana nak jalan, macam mana you nak lalu kan? You tak ada papan tanda. You don't know where is it going kan? So, over here, we are not going to use this one kalau dia tak bagi information, okay? So, now, what happened is that, you just straight away substitute. AB kamu sama dengan 2x, so you can put as 2x, and then plus your BC is 3y. So, this is what you have, as your AC. So AC kamu adalah 2x and then plus 3y. I think this is still okay with you. Is this okay with you? The simple example? Yes? Boleh? If I ask you to find BA, tell me what happened to BA. What is BA? Anyone remember? BA? Maybe Angeline? You want to try? Apa BA? Two x juga. Okay, what about the rest? Ada siapa yang nak cuba? DN? What is BA? Or Shalene, you want to try? Have a rough guess? Or Amber? Supposed to be negative 2x. Okay, now this particular negative sign guys is going to tell you that the arrow ataupun the direction is opposite. Okay, when you go B to A, means that this is the opposite direction of this arrow kan. Arrow kamu sepatutnya from A to B. Tapi bila you ada opposite direction, you akan letak tanda negatif. Can you remember that? Boleh tak? Boleh ya? So tell me what is CA. Angeline, try. Apa CA? Very good. So semua tanda tu akan berubah. Okay. So this is what you get lah. Negative 2x minus 3y. Okay. I think this one is not that bad lah. Boleh lah. Kalau dia terbalik dia punya direction, so means that you have to change the symbol. Bukan maksudnya you kena tukar jadi negatif lah. Maksudnya kalau asal dia negatif, let's say if I give you this is negative 2x kan. So dia akan jadi positive 2x lah. So maksudnya you kena tukar symbol dia. So that is what the idea is all about. So this is done. Okay, let us look at this question. When you look at question talking about vector, supposedly kan, this is one of the question that you need to focus juga. You kena focus juga soalan vector ni. Sebab, I'm not sure about you, but to me, this particular question is not that bad. Okay, this particular question in SPM, dia tidaklah susah semana. Okay, it's actually considered quite still okay. Right, so over here, first thing first that you want to do is that when you're dealing with your vector, baca soalan dia, all this information labelkan. Okay, so ingatlah, semua information yang kamu ada ni, kamu cuba labelkan. So try this with me. Okay, AP to PB is 1 to 2. So this is ratio. Okay, so AP to PB. So ini adalah AP kamu, ini adalah PB kamu. So therefore this is 1. Labelkan lah 1 to 2. Labelkan macam tu. Okay, so you have 1 to 2. Next, you have BR to RC is 2 to 1. So BR, mana BR? BR to RC is 2 to 1. Okay, so it means that these two information you dah label dah. Itu yang penting, itu yang penting. Sebelum you start apa-apa, you mesti labelkan dulu. Next, AP is 2x. Can I label that one? Yes, sebab kat sini AP kan, you punya arrow. AP is 2x. Okay, label ni sudah. AC is 3y. Okay, AC is over here. AC is 3y. Excuse me. Okay. So everything is labeled already. Semua sudah dilabelkan. So far so good. Labeling tu ada masalah? Ada masalah? Kalau ada masalah bagi tahu. Okay. Tak ada masalah. Kalau tak ada masalah, bagus. Cikgu nak tanya kamu satu soalan. Since I know this labeling ni kan, cikgu dah tahu dah labeling ni kan. Can you tell me what's PB kah? You cuba tengok. Sini kan, satu bahagian 2x. 2 bahagian. Berapa x dah? 4x. Very good, very good. This is 4x, okay? Dia seolah macam satu bahagian 2 kan? Kalau 2 bahagian dah 2 lah kan? So over here, multiply by 2, you get 4 lah. Is that okay? 4x over here. Okay, So these are the things that you must know before even you start lah. Sebelum you start. So next, look at the question now. Question says what? Question says, you are asked to find your CP. 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 Fikir. CP. Jalan mana yang nak guna? Okay, which route do you want to use? Jalan mana yang sesuai? C pergi ke P. You kena fikir ya. Maybe C, B, B, P. Betul tak? Mungkin C, B, lepas tu tambah dengan B, P. Okay? Ataupun, banyak lagi cara kan? Mungkin C, A, lepas tu A, P. C, A, lepas tu A, P. Betul tak? Ataupun, you nak jalan lebih ekstrim. C pergi R, R pergi Q, Q pergi P. C, R, R pergi Q, Q pergi P. Betul tak? Banyak lagi cara kan? C pergi A, A pergi Q, Q pergi P pun boleh. Okay? Ataupun C pergi B. Sekejap, tak lagi. So itulah cara kamu kan? Ataupun C pergi A, A pergi A pergi B, B pergi P pun boleh kan? So these are the routes ataupun jalan-jalan yang you boleh lalu daripada C pergi P. Tapi, mana satu yang betul? 1, 2 or 3. Mana satu yang digunakan? 1, 2 or 3. You can comment. 1, 2 or 3. Mana satu yang you rasa boleh digunakan? Two second. Okay. Ada lagi jawapan lain? Tu lah This easier kan? Sebab apa? Sebab CA ada. Nampak tak CA tu? Ada kan? AP pun ada. So that's why we will try our best to make our life easier sebenarnya. To use the easier punya equation. This one bukan tak boleh Not to say cannot lah. Cuma CB tak dia tak bagi bah. Kalau dia tak bagi kena cari sendiri kan. So bagus you jangan guna dia. Okay? Janganlah susahkan hidup kamu kan. So over here CB tak ada. Dia tak bagi. So janganlah guna ni. Ini tak payahlah. Okay, so this one CA dia bagi. CA dia bagi, AP pun dia bagi juga. So therefore you have to start off with this one. Yang ni janganlah pergi menyusahkan hidup kamu lagi kan. So makin susah dah hidup kamu kan. Okay, so over here, this one tak payah tengoklah sebab banyak jalan kan, kita tak mau macam tu. So over here, we are going to use the second one. So I will rub this off. Bridget, are you okay? Sherlyn, are you okay? Sherlyn, are you okay? Boleh So guna yang second one. So now this is your idea. CP sama dengan CA, lepas tu tambah dengan AP. So what's your CA? CA kamu apa? Sherlyn, tell me what's your CA? Apa CA kamu? What is CA? Are you there? Sherlyn? Negative 3y. Okay, very good, Amber. So CA is negative 3y. Lepas tu tambah dengan AP kamu. So what is your AP? AP is 2x kan? Itu sajalah jawapan kamu. CP. Done. Selesai. You nak susun balik 2x di depan, negative 3y kat belakang pun boleh. You leave your answer like this pun boleh. No problem. So this is question A1. Selesai. Let us look at question A2. CR. Okay, question A2. You want to find CR. Okay, so CR. Where is your CR? CR is over here. Inilah CR kamu. Alright, now, anyone has an idea? Macam mana cari CR? What is the... Oh, this one kah? This one, This one, the name is called tilde, okay? It is just a way of writing your... It's just a way of writing your... component. Okay, can I say component? Okay, something like this. Macam a pattern. Okay, you see do you know what is this? What does this mean or not? Sebenarnya dia macam ni I need to show you lah. If you find it difficult kan? Okay, I need to show you. Sebenarnya dia punya case dia macam ni. Normally when we talk about vector kan, you have I and then you have J. Okay, so you ada I dengan J. This X and Y is about the same thing lah sebenarnya. Cuma they sometimes in point of time they will say that X is equivalent to 2I plus 3J. But I'm just going to tell you something over here. So what happened is that kalau you ada I and J kan, this is what we call as the vector component, alright? And this one is dealing with the x-axis. This one is dealing with the y-axis actually, okay. So apa maksud dia? Kalaulah you punya example lah, kalau you punya point, this one is your origin kan, okay. Katakan you ada satu point kat sini. This is a 3, this is 4. It's just an example lah. This is your point A. An example like this, okay. So if I were to connect this point, okay, so O pergi ke A, I will have my vector of OA, right? And then the way of me writing vector OA is actually 4i plus 3j. Okay, sebab I itu bermaksud you punya x-axis, and then your j itu bermaksud y-axis. So basically this one is about the same idea lah, So now 4i plus 3j, kenapa dia 4i plus 3j? Sebab dia jalan 4 kali ke kanan. If you remember, this is in your modern maths translation kan, kamu jalan 4 petak. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, from 0, lepas tu 4 ke kanan, and then go up is 3 kan. So 1, 2, 3. So something like this. 4, 3. These two things are the same actually. Okay, so when we talk about your vector, this is how it is being written as. Ini cuma satu symbol saja. It's just a symbol that tells you that this is how your vector is moving. Okay, how the direction is going, and also how your vector is moving from one point to the other point. That is basically what it means actually. Okay, but then that's why we normally use a tilde over here to actually tell us that this is talking about the movement ataupun the vector. Okay, the direction ataupun the movement. Okay, if not, this one is actually just an algebra. So that's why we introduce a symbol tilde supaya you nampak dia adalah beza dia di sini adalah untuk vector. This is for vector. You can say it's just a pattern lah. You can just write it that way. But then, is it compulsory for you to have that symbol? Yes, it's compulsory because we're dealing with vector. This is the only thing that differentiate a vector with a normal algebra. You see, this is algebra kan? Like this is algebra, tapi like this is vector. So that is the difference there. Dalam exam, kalau vector mesti ada tanda itu. Kalau tidak letak tanda itu, it is wrong because itu bukan vector, itu algebra saja. Can you understand what I mean? Yes, okay. And then kan, if you see in your book kan, let's say if you see in your book kan, sometimes dia mungkin dia tak letak ni they don't put the symbol, okay. But then what they do is that they bold your y. 他弄它 bold 了，弄它黑黑这样子啦，这个也是弄它黑黑。Tapi kan I tell you lah, you don't want to do this lah, Okay, this is also another way of telling you that there's a vector lah. Okay, it's another way of saying that it's a vector. Tapi kita tak buat macam ni lah kan, takkanlah you pergi bold dia kan. So the easiest way is just put the symbol lah, then you know that it's a vector already. Okay, it's just a symbol to tell you that it's a vector. Alright, so if this is done, alright, okay, 3y plus 2x. Alright, so CR, let us look at CR. Anyone has an idea macam mana mau cari CR? CR is over here kan? Okay, maybe you can fikir, cikgu, saya boleh guna ni cikgu, C pergi A lepas tu A pergi R. Saya nak guna CA lepas tu AR. But then, if I ask you one question kan, AR ada bagi kah? Dia dah bagi AR kah? Tak ada kan? Tak ada bagi AR kan? So, apa yang nak buat? Kalau you fikir CA lepas tu pergi AP, lepas tu P pergi Q, Q pergi R, tak ada juga kan? Tak ada juga. Tapi kan, boleh tak kita cuba cari CB dulu? Cari CB dulu. Sebab CR ni adalah 1/3 daripada CB kan? Setuju tak? Can I say that this CR is actually 1/3 of your CB? Is this idea okay or not, everyone? Okay sebab CR ni adalah satu bahagian daripada jumlah dia kan? Jumlah ada berapa bahagian? Ada 3 bahagian. So CB kamu adalah yang panjang ni. So therefore you nak cari CR kamu cuma 1/3 daripada CB kamu. And then if I ask you, CB boleh cari kah? Boleh lah. CB boleh cari kan? CB cara nak cari macam mana? CA tambah dengan AB. CA tambah dengan AB. So maksudnya this one is 1/3. CA tambah dengan AB. Okay? So basically kan, kalau you tengok kan, nampak tak A dengan A ni sama. So therefore, dapatlah CB ya, CA tambah dengan AB. So what's your CA? Sherlyn. Just now cikgu tanya kamu, kamu tak done. Apa CA, Sherlyn? Sherlyn, are you there? Then Angeline, answer me. What is CA, Angeline? Okay, very good. And then plus AB. Okay, let me ask Bridget. Bridget, apa AB? Bridget also not there, kah? Dian, what is AB? AB is 6x kan? Very good. So you got 2x here, you got 4x here. So jumlah dia adalah 6x. So total you got 6x. Very good. So you got 6x over there. So therefore, you can actually find already kan your answer kan? So apa nak buat dengan 1/3 ni? Okay, your instinct is telling you that you darab masuk je lah. Okay, so it's just like normal algebra sebenarnya. Cuma dia punya bentuk dia lain sebab dia vector. Okay, but actually the other things kan, other concepts sama saja macam algebra. So 1/3 times -3 you get negative y. Okay, and then plus 1/3 times 6 you get 2x. Okay, so there you go. Itulah jawapan kamu untuk CR. Alright, so done. Is that okay? CP and CR. You tengok sebenarnya soalan ni dia senang saja sebab itulah dia bagi markah cuma berapa? Markah dia cuma 2 markah je. Okay, only 2 marks only. 2 marks only. Senang sebenarnya. Okay, so selepas ni kita tengok soalan yang B ya. Look at question B. Question B and question C may be a bit more challenging. Okay, so kalau okay ni, kita padamkan. And one more thing. Kalau you dah boleh cari ni kan, let's say if you can find your CR, you can find your CB, please do catat dekat dia punya diagram. Okay, so let me see. CP. Okay, so maybe I catat this one. CP negative 3y plus 2x. Okay. I write it down here lah. CP sebab nanti cikgu nak padam ya. CP is negative 3y plus 2x. Okay, so this is coming from the answer just now. And then CR is negative y plus 2x kan. Okay, and then CB is negative 3y plus 6x. Okay, so these are the few things that I might want to use later on. So cikgu padam yang ni. Okay, question B. Question B says, it's given that x is equals to 2i. Nampak tak? Inilah tadi yang cikgu cakap tadi. They give you this x is labelled by 2i. Okay, this x is labelled by 2i. And then you are also given that y is labelled by negative I and then plus 4j. Okay, negative I plus 4j. Now, when you look at I and x, when you look at I and j, when you have I and j, that is when we look at, that's when we say it's in the Cartesian plan sudah. Okay, dalam Cartesian plan. But then, if you don't really care about the Cartesian plan, okay lah, tak ada masalah juga. So now what happens is that you have 2i as your x, and then you have your y as negative I plus 4j. Okay, so next is you're asked to find the, what do you call this? When you see this thing, okay, it's actually considered as modulus, okay. I think you will tell me, sir, itu modulus. But actually, in this particular topic, we don't call it as modulus now. We call this as the magnitude. Magnitude of CR. Okay, kita nak cari magnitude of CR. Basically, magnitude means apa? Magnitude is the distance. Okay, magnitude means is the distance ataupun jarak dia. Okay, and then we have a formula to find magnitude actually. Okay, we have a formula to find magnitude. The formula is actually square root of x squared plus y squared. Itu saja formula kamu. Okay, so just put a square root and then you have the component x squared and then plus a component y squared. Okay, so dia macam you punya you punya distance formula is the same thing, okay? Distance formula, same thing as the magnitude formula. So over here, what is your CR? CR is this one, CR is this one. So CR is given by negative y and then plus 2x kan? Okay, negative y plus 2x. And then y and x is given. Apa kata kita masukkan sekejap lah. Kita masukkan sekejap. So what happened? Negative y is this one. So negative, and then in bracket, negative I, and then plus 4j. Okay, negative I plus 4j. And then plus 2x. So 2 times 2i. Do you think you can do this? Boleh terima? Just do some substitution, x and y. Okay, just put it inside. So what happened here is that, just darab masuk lah. Dapat I, and then minus 4j kan? Okay, I minus 4j. And this one is plus 4i. Okay, I minus 4j plus 4i. So I plus 4i is 5i. So 5i minus 4j. 5i minus 4j. Now, what you need to do after this is that you kena gunakan formula magnitude. This is the formula for magnitude. Kenapa cikgu kata x dan y? Sebab nilai di depan I itu adalah x, nilai di depan y itu, di depan j itu adalah y. Okay, so we just put that one inside. So therefore, this is what I have: square root 5 square plus negative 4 square. Okay, so you just count that one out. You should get the answer equals to square root of 41. Okay, kira you dapat square root of 41. So this is your answer, unit. Okay, so that is the magnitude. So far so good. Boleh terima magnitude. Jot everything down, please. Jot everything down. Okay, so if you have any problem, please don't hesitate to ask. Jangan malu, tanya sejak. Okay, since this is something that we do a bit of revision, yang kita cerita pasal apa yang you belajar last year. Okay, some point of time maybe you have something that you forgot already, you dah lupa kah? Okay, jangan malu lah tanya saja. If you cannot understand any parts of that kan, you let me know. I dengan J tu apa tadi cikgu? Okay, I dengan J ni adalah you punya component for X and Y axis sebenarnya. Okay, kalau lah kamu ada satu Cartesian plan kan, let's say if you have a Cartesian plan okay, macam tadi kan, okay, cikgu ada satu point, let's say this is your point lah, katakan cikgu bagi yang ni adalah 5, lepas tu yang ni adalah 3 kan, okay, so this one is your point, 5, 3 kan, okay, so let's say you have a point OA. OA ni dia punya cara nak tulis vektor dia adalah sebenarnya OA cara nak tulis vektor dia adalah 5i tambah dengan 3j. So basically I dengan j tu cuma bagi tahu kamu dia adalah movement to the for the x-axis, okay, bahagian x-axis, and then j is the movement for the y-axis. So sebenarnya kalau 5i ni maksudnya 5 petak ke kanan on your x-axis. And then your 3j itu maksudnya 3 ke atas lah on your y-axis, okay? Bahagian komponen y, bahagian komponen x, itu saja. So I dengan j itu adalah komponen x and komponen y. Okay, is that good? And then maybe this is, you akan berhenti kat sini when you are talking about SPM syllabus. I and j only And then ada tak k I, j, okay. Ada. Where are you gonna see this one? In Form 6 lah. Form 6 you akan jumpa ni. Matriculation you akan jumpa ni. Okay? So, kenapa ada K Kenapa ada K Anyone want to try kah? Kenapa ada K Now, I and J, they are talking about your X and Y axis kan? Paksi X dan paksi Y. Okay, I and J is for your X axis and Y axis. Okay, K is for your Z axis. You tak pernah jumpa ni. Okay, you have never seen this one before. Okay, I and J is a Cartesian plan. Cartesian plan is 2D. 2D saja. Ada X dan Y, 2D. Tapi kalau ada K kan, ataupun ada Z axis kan, you ada 3 dimension. You have 3 dimension. So maksudnya kan, kalau cikgu lukis ni, it will be something like this. Dia akan jadi macam ni. Like that. Okay. So this is the Z axis. This is the Y axis. This is the X axis. So you have to imagine now, somehow ada 3 dimensi tu, you have 3 dimension. Okay, kalau ada satu point kat sini kan, let's say you have one point here kan, you can have X, Y, and Z. This is the coordinate coordinate kamu yang tiga nombor tu. Okay, so sebab dia ada dekat ruangan yang 3 dimension. This is a bit more challenging lah. Tapi you don't have to worry about this lah. You won't see this one lah in your SVM. Okay, don't worry ya. So cuma cikgu nak beritahu kamu kan, your vector doesn't end here. Your vector doesn't end with I and J only. Okay, you have K, but this one is gonna have this one you're gonna see in your form 6 ataupun you punya tertiary level lah. Go to matriculation kan, go to your university kan. Yes, you will see this kind of thing already. Okay. So how many of you plan to continue with maths after form 5? Ada? Siapa mau belajar pure maths? How many of you wish to learn pure maths? Dian? Do you want to continue with pure maths after your SPM? You want IT? IT IT okay lah. IT, maths also ada lah. Maths pun ada dalam IT so. You don't think maths tak ada? Maths ada juga. Pure maths is is actually you will learn every single thing on maths only. Then if you graduated from university kan, you become a mathematician. Ahli matematik lah, you akan jadi ahli matematik. You become a mathematician and you are the maths genius lah, lebih kurang macam tu lah. Okay, normally pure maths, people take pure maths is for I think mostly is when you are really interested in maths lah. You want to do your pure maths, you're interested in maths, you want to do some research in mathematics. Okay, you want to be a lecturer at university teaching maths, everything on maths lah, semua yang pasal maths lah. Macam best lah. I took pure maths last time. Cikgu ambil pure maths lah in university. Cikgu belajar pure maths dalam university. Okay, tapi at the same time cikgu ada ambil education punya degree. So pure maths plus education plus edu. Okay, pure maths plus edu lah. Itu yang cikgu ambil dulu lah. Okay, so pure maths plus edu. I tell you lah, pure maths is really something that is very tough lah. Sangat tough lah. Okay. But then if you are having that interest, okay lah, you ada interest tu bagus lah. I have one friend kan, I don't know what the lecturer is talking about, tapi dia macam very interested lah. My friend sangat interested. Tengok tak pejam mata dia. Tapi cikgu tak tahu what the heck is the lecturer talking about kan. Tapi my friend kan really sit there and listening kan. I ask him, you understand kan? Yes kan. My goodness kan, cikgu betul-betul tak faham lah. Okay. So yeah, pure maths. And then my minor cikgu, this is my major lah. My minor is chemistry lah actually. This is my minor. So my minor is chemistry. My major is Addmath. My major is pure maths. Okay. So my minor is chemistry. Tapi lama dah cikgu tak pegang chemistry dia. This has been I think since cikgu mengajar lah, cikgu tak ajar chemistry. Okay. So berkarat sudahlah, rusting already. Redox reaction in my brain. Okay. Redox. Okay, so done with this one. Okay, selesai. Anyone want to ask anything before we look into the next part? Okay, 41 square root of 41 unit. Okay, done. Right now, after this, we are looking at your question C. Question C may be a bit more challenging juga. Okay, so I'm gonna throw this thing away. Okay, I'll throw this thing away. Question C. Bridget, are you there, Bridget? And Shalene? Are you guys there? Can you respond? Kamu ada sana? You are there. Because just now cikgu tanya kamu soalan kan, tapi kamu tak jawab. Your line. Oh, okay. Right, so Bridget is not there. Bridget, ada sana lagi? So look at question C. Question C says that you are given CQ. CQ is equals to MCP. Okay? And then you are given QR. QR is equals to NAR. Okay, QR is equals to NAR. Find the value of M and N. Now, this particular question is the one that is a bit more challenging. Okay, yang sebenarnya soalan-soalan vektor ni kan, kalau you tengok daripada soalan A, soalan B dia, actually it's not that bad. Okay, soalan A, soalan B dia senang saja. Okay, yang paling challenging dalam vektor kan, mostly is soalan C. Soalan C saja yang bagi cikgu lebih challenging sikit. Tetapi kan, kalau you boleh faham bahagian C ni kan, actually it's not that bad also because dia lebih kurang macam maze. Okay, lebih kurang macam maze juga. Okay, something I call as maze because kamu kena fikir secara kreatif. You want to think logically and creatively. Macam mana kamu nak cantumkan all this information? How are you going to put everything the puzzle into place? So lebih kurang macam tu lah case ya. You kena macam you have to actually connect the points, the dots kan, to get the whole picture lah. So itu dia punya concepts di sebalik soalan C ya. So let us look at this question here. Okay, what happened is that you are given CQ. Mana CQ kamu? CQ is over here. This is CQ. Is equivalent to MCP. Okay. Alright, maybe you don't know what happened over here yet. Okay, but next, kita tengok QR. QR is given that NAR, okay, NAR, alright? Maybe you still don't know what happened next, okay? But tak apa, kita tengok. CQ dengan QR, try ya. If me kan, kalau cikgu akan cuba lukis ini sebagai vektor kamu yang dia bagi, dan juga vektor ni sebagai yang satu lagi yang dia bagi. So over here, your CQ and QR. I am going to maybe use a different color pen lah. Kalau cikgu gunakan pen merah sini. CQ, I'm going to draw a line here. CQ. Okay. Lepas tu, I'm going to draw a line, another line as QR. Okay, another line as QR. Okay, you see ya. CQ and QR. Try to focus on this part. My question is, boleh tak cuba bina satu segitiga based on these two lines? Boleh tak bina satu segitiga based on these two lines? Boleh ke tidak? Segitiga yang mana yang kamu nak bina? This is the idea of resultant vector. Okay? So when you have these two lines, I think most of you will think this way. Cikgu, saya akan sambungkan ni lah, CR lah. Saya sambung CR supaya dapat satu segitiga. This is how you connect the relation. Sekarang you nampak satu-satu ni tak ada relation kan? Tapi bila you buat garisan kamu dekat you punya diagram tu, you can nampak ada relation dia dengan CR. Okay, ada relation dengan CR. So this is what happened next. You can say that I can actually say CQ plus QR. Okay, CQ tambah dengan QR, CQ tambah dengan QR. The relation is CR. Is this okay or not? You boleh faham tak kenapa cikgu ada satu equation macam ni? Walaupun you nampak satu-satu ni tak ada kaitan, tetapi kalau kamu gabungkan dua-dua tu, you akan ada kaitan dengan CR. Is this part okay? Yes? No? Okay? Alright, now, CQ. You tengok CQ is given MCP. Okay? Dia bagi kamu MCP ni, untuk kamu substitute actually later on you boleh substitute. Come up with an idea first, okay? Come up with an idea. Lepas tu you substitute whatever that you know based on the question. So now I put MCP kat sini. MCP. Okay, I put MCP. And then plus QR is NAR. So you have NAR. Okay, and then CR. Now, you see CR is something that you found just now. Daripada soalan A2 kamu tadi kan, CR. So negative Y plus 2X. Basically soalan C ni ada kaitan dengan yang di depan-depan tu. So you boleh fikir mana satu yang kamu rasa-rasa cun, you boleh masuk balik. So over here CR is negative Y plus 2X. So you can put as negative Y plus 2X. Are you okay? Masih okay lagi? Can you still hear me? Because I'm just scared you tak dapat dengar. Can you still hear me? Yes, sir? Okay. So, if this is done, you tengok CP kan? Dalam soalan ada tak CP? Ada. This is something that you get from your question A kan? Okay, something you get from your question A. Right? So, over here, you masukkan yang ni ke dalam sini. So, dapatlah M, lepas tu masukkan negative 3Y. Lepas tu tambah dengan 2X. Done. MCP. This is your CP. Okay, next. Plus N. AR. Maybe AR, kamu tak ada kan? AR tak ada AR. AR tak ada. Tapi, let me ask you, boleh cari kah? AR tu boleh cari kah? Boleh kan? Sebab AR datang daripada AC tambah CR. AC tambah CR. Okay, so AR tu datang daripada AC tambah CR. So now, I'm going to do it outside here. AR. AR is AC tambah CR. Okay, so what's my AC? AC is 3Y. So this is 3Y. Lepas tu CR kamu, apa CR kamu? CR kamu is this one kan? So you have negative Y and then plus 2X. Okay, so 3Y minus Y is 2Y lah. 2Y plus 2x. Okay, so this one is your AR. Okay, ini AR kamu. Okay, so once you have done with your AR, masukkan sini lah, huh? So you dapat 2y plus 2x equals to negative y plus 2x. Okay, up until here. Do you have anything to ask or not? Sekejap lah. Okay. Wait lah. Alright, so up until here, do you have anything to ask or not? Can you understand sampai sini? Okay, right. So what do you think? What will happen next? Apa you rasa akan berlaku selepas ni? This one boleh dah nak masuk dah nak masuk lah. Just multiply inside because it's something like your algebra sebenarnya. It's something like your algebra. So put it inside, you akan dapat negative 3m. Y, okay, negative 3m y. Okay. Lepas tu m tu dah nak masuk tambah 2m x. Okay, you akan dapat 2m x. And then later on plus 2 times n is 2n y. N times 2 is 2n x. Okay, and then equals to negative y and then plus 2x. Like that. Okay. Bahagian di sebelah kiri, jangan campur dengan bahagian di sebelah kanan. Bahagian di sebelah kiri, you akan cuba simplify dulu. Okay. Lepas tu, you akan do some comparison dengan bahagian di sebelah kanan. This is the idea actually. Okay, so you tengok jangan tengok bahagian sebelah kanan dulu, tengok bahagian sebelah kiri. You see whatever that is in terms of x, you gabungkan. Means that you try to group them up. Okay, yang ada x dengan x ni you group them up. So means that this one 2m plus 2n. Okay, so this one is what you have 2m plus 2n and then this is x. Ini x. Okay, so itulah x kamu. Lepas tu yang bahagian y dengan y kamu kumpulkan. So you can say that plus this one is negative 3m, okay, plus 2n and then y. Like that. Okay, baru kamu samakan dengan negative y and then plus 2x. Okay, so what happened is that kamu akan cuba buat comparison. So this one will be the last question before we go for today lah. You tengok untuk x ni kan, kamu boleh compare dengan 2. Okay, nampak tak? X ni dengan x kan. So yang di depan ni kamu compare dengan 2m tambah 2n. Cuba compare dua-dua tu. So therefore you have one equation. 2m plus 2n, okay, 2m plus 2n is equals to 2. Like that. Okay. And then kalau you nak simplify lah. You can say m plus n equals to 1 lah. Boleh juga lah. Okay. And then the next one is you say this one. Negative 3m plus 2n is equals to negative 1. Boleh macam tu. Okay. And then try to solve it simultaneously. Sekejap I think better I don't simplify lah. Solve it simultaneously. Boleh solve it simultaneously? Boleh kan? So you akan cuba susun dia. Okay, so yang ini susun dekat bawah. 2m tambah dengan 2n. So I eliminate lah. Cikgu elimination method. Okay, use elimination method. Negative 3 minus 2. You dapat negative 5 kan? This one gone. Negative 1 minus 2. So you dapat negative 3. Okay. So, what's your m? M is 3 over 5. So, itu nilai m kamu. What do you think? Boleh tak? Anything you want to ask? Yes, okay. So, m is 3 over 5. Jadi, nak masukkan cari n kan? Okay. Just now I know m plus n is equals to 1 kan? Jadi masukkan 3/5 tambah n equals to 1 lah. So n is equals to 2 over 5. So there you go. That's the value of m and that's the value of n. So this is the question for your vector. Kalau dia keluar soalan yang standard. This is considered as standard format, okay? Because belum lagi kita jumpa yang kebat punya. Ada soalan yang jenis kebat that talks about vector. Bila dia kebat kan, that is when we don't like lah. Okay, this one is still considered as standard. Okay, soalan yang agak standard. Kalau soalan standard macam ni keluarkan, I think this one should not be a problem. Dia agak boleh dijawab. It's doable. Okay, it's doable. If it's not doable for C pun kan, okay, I think A and B is okay. Okay, A and B, you dah dapat 4 markah. So last one maybe C. you cuba buat sikit pun maybe about 2 marks kah. Okay, so at least untuk vector is something that you can look forward to, right? Something that you can actually have have in your mindset. This is a doable question. Soalan yang kamu boleh score, okay? Something that you can score. This is one of the questions that my student always like to score. So please make sure that this particular subtopic pun adalah benda yang kamu boleh buat dalam you punya exam, okay? Alright. Any question you want to ask before we end the class? Ada soalan yang you mau tanya? Amber, okay na Amber? Okay, Angeline, Bridget, Shalene, Diane. Okay, Diane, are you okay?